Every hot skull, no listen to bad mind talk. A message a pagan send. And everything where they talk goal. So look out for bad mind friend. Enough time is a life and fear. Look how much good people life in. So me have to tell every ghetto you I might be on the field. Cause them say me nah go nowhere. You don't nah go make no money. And them say me soon have to run away. But them a dream. Nice, them say me clothes them never clean. And me now live this is 17. But no me clothes them never clean. Can me get the big song but me see me have to say all of this coming like it's a dream. Yeah. All of this coming like it's a dream. Yeah. All of this coming like it's a dream.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Activated mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
We are back. We are back for our final talk segment for the morning, and this segment is the talk to us. So we encourage you to talk to us all morning, but now even more so than ever. Right?
Now it's your time. You have the floor. All right.
All is yours. All is yours. All is okay. I have to do that. Sorry. Right. So you can call us. You can WhatsApp us 457-9997. 457-9997. That's our number. You can call us directly, or you can get us on WhatsApp as well. Talk to us. Talk to Roleza. Talk to Dianna today.
All right. And we have a caller.
Okay.
Hi, caller. Morning.
Good morning. Good morning again, man.
Good morning.
Let me commend you guys, you gals, for a good program this morning. I was able to listen to it. And you guys made me really feel strong this morning. Let me hear it up. I love when you guys play those two tunes. Those two very, very
the popcorn?
Touching tunes.
The popcorn?
Yeah,
I think you said yeah, because the calypso you're talking about.
I'm talking about Joycey. Joycey, wherever girl. Big up. I think you're in Trinidad. And, well, of course, Taju. Those two calypsos, you know, are powerful. And makes me wonder who select these tunes, you know. I don't know who I must
Dianna is in controls this morning, so all the credit goes to Dianna.
All right. Well, good to know that she's conscious of her roots and what have you, because not many. Although we have intention, some of us have to go elsewhere to find our roots, it would seem. So big up to you. And like I said, I think you guys did a fantastic job. I want to ask the question though. Any one of you know about Dave Martins and the Trade Winds?
I know of the Trade Winds, the band.
I've heard of
Oh, but the guy died. He's who died?
Oh, that's why I brought it up.
The Guyanese.
Yeah.
Martins,
I didn't like the name.
Dave Martins. I used to be referred to as Dave Martins by some of my close friends at one time. And some of my best dancing days in my time was with
Dave. You used to dance? Dave, you used to boogie woogie?
And just say, you know, now when I dance, nobody can copy that, you know. That's the good thing about it.
Dave, that could be a good thing and a bad day. It could be that you're so bad, nobody could copy it, or you're so good, nobody could copy it. So it's which end?
Yeah. I love good music. Music to me is like tasting a nice wine, nice brand of wine and so on. tasting a good wine. So sad to say, well, he was a real iconic figure back in his time, Dave Martins, I tell you. And I mean, you're not familiar with some of these tunes because they've been played, but maybe not too often as they ought to. But his musical compositions had a lot to do with Western culture, Caribbean culture, and that sort of thing.
I remember my Caribbean Belly, I think. That was one, right?
That was one of the last tunes he made. Yeah. And there's even one I want to tickle you all with to tell you how some women behave when they're having their pleasures, their sexual pleasures, how they behave at the time.
Dave, this is a PG-13 program, eh? Just in case.
No. I am not going to say any language. I'm not going to use any language that is not welcome at this time. I hear you. You're very sharp on that. Yes, I'm aware of that. But I don't know. No more Dave Martins. I noticed a lot of my favorite artists are just dying. It's the end of a golden era as far as I'm concerned. Just like I told you about that tune I love, I wanted to play sometime for me because he has gone by the way as well. So I just couldn't let it pass without paying respect to Dave Martins and the generation of us that he really brought. The entertainment that he brought to us. We even had a Vincentian. He has passed too. He passed some years ago before Dave Martin. We had a Vincentian who used to sing with that group. And they resided in Toronto, Canada for a while. And they used to make kept in touch with the Caribbean. All right then. So you girls have a good time. I don't do what I don't want you all to do. That's my last word. Thank you.
Mary's on to Dave. Bye, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Take care. All right. So, yes, it is our Talk to Us segment where you can talk to us about anything. And we have another call. Morning, Kola.
Morning.
Morning.
You said the PG. You just said PG show.
PG-13.
And you guys will talk about
PG-13. PG-13.
And you guys will talk about sucking Grandpa Coco a couple weeks ago.
Who? Did we actually say that?
Yeah,
Or did somebody say that they bought a cocoa and they were sucking that cocoa pod?
No, you said it the other way.
Was it me?
If
it ain't come out of my mouth, it wasn't me. I can't confirm if it ain't come out of my mouth.
It might have been Christal then.
Yeah, but I say it's PG-13, right? There might be some leeway for certain things, but yeah. Not totally PG-13. Yes,
all
Queen.
Right, that's all I caught to say.
All right, cool, Queen. See you later. Goodbye. All right. So yes, it is our open forum, our Talk to Us segment. You can call us and talk to us about anything that we previously discussed or something that you want to raise with us to let us know or to get our opinions on. We're giving y'all 10 seconds. 10.
9.
Okay, well, Dianna singing instead of turning up the music.
7. 6. 5.
10 seconds here long, though.
3, 2, 1. We're back. All right, that's the 10 seconds. That's special. That's a special 10 seconds for today.
That's an unbeat 10 seconds.
That is it. All right. So in our topic for today, for a Talk to Us segment, we are examining the topic, are we compromising our water sources? And this is stemming from an article posted by Eyewitness News entitled The Value of Rivers in SVG.
It's an opinion piece, huh? It's an opinion contribution.
Yes. So it was an opinion piece by Kimani Wiseman on Eyewitness News. It goes like this: visit some of the rivers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it is clear that a lot of us do not appreciate and value the importance of rivers in the environment. In some people's view, rivers should be used as a dumping ground for their garbage, while others use them as a cemetery for their animals. We need to change this mentality about rivers. Rivers play a critical role in our daily lives. They supply us with fresh water that is channeled into our homes, schools, and businesses to give us water for domestic purposes. Everybody hates water rationing. We expect that whenever we turn on our pipes, that there will be a steady flow of water. Yet we continue to pollute rivers, although they supply us with water in our pipes daily. Does this make any sense? All right. So if you want to read a little bit more about what Mr. Wiseman wrote, you can just refer to the article on Eyewitness News. So we are going to be discussing this morning. Are we compromising our water source? Based on this opinion piece by Mr. Wiseman. And I want to say yes. Yes, we have been doing that. We have been known to do that. And all of this, ties in with the discussion on education about our environment and how to protect our environment. Just yesterday, we were discussing the garbage situation. And this is another one that has been going on for some time. I'm glad that Kimani wrote this article and we were able to refer to it because it really is something for us to think about. We get our water from our rivers, right? And as is mentioned in the article, I think an important thing there to note, we do not like water rationing. I don't know if you like it, but I know I do. The minute CWS says we are experiencing a little drought and we have to start rationing water, I just start to go crazy because I love water. I love water.
You love having water coming through your pipes.
Yeah. Okay. I love water in all aspects and love having water coming through my pipe. The minute they say we have to start rationing, my brain just goes off a little bit, right? So I'm wondering, do we really, like Kimani, do we really appreciate our rivers? Are we really taking care of our rivers? The same issue of dumping garbage everywhere else, we also have that issue in our rivers where persons really do see the river as somewhere to dump their garbage. When did we start thinking this way? When did we get along this path of treating our water supply this way? Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, right. So, the thing of it is that people don't like to hear these things, but sometimes some people just nasty, right? It's just nastiness and whatlessness, right? Because what it is, I get the impression with some folks is out of sight for them, out of mind, right? But it's going to end up being in the sight of somebody else, right? So you might be getting rid of it from off of your property, but what impact does it have for other persons, right? Or even the environment by extension. I once had a discussion with somebody. They brought a vehicle to a particular place, right? Because I think they wanted to get a part out of the vehicle. And I said, some part of the vehicle, whatever, right? And I said, so you brought this vehicle here, all right? You don't live within the area, but you're bringing the vehicle there because you want the part. And the vehicle is just there left abandoned now. And then the person was telling me that I shouldn't get involved. It ain't had nothing to do with me. It ain't inside my property. I shouldn't pay it any mind. But I'm saying you are bringing the vehicle there, and it's going to be in the sight of everybody else who has to come into the area. So I think that many times a persons just go along this selfish line of it ain't had nothing to do with me. Once I walk away, it ain't had nothing to do with me, right? Without looking at the extensions in terms of what it does to the environment, what it does to your surroundings, right? Over the years, years have gone by, and you see that there are not as many rivers as we used to have, right? Mm-hmm. The rivers, in terms of the flow through the rivers, are not as heavy as they used to be. And sometimes you have to stop and wonder, well, what caused all of this, right? Mm-hmm. But they always have this linkage of, the cutting of the trees further up. It does affect what the water table is going to be like. And of course, it's going to affect what happens downstream, right? Mm-hmm. I know that persons will make comments about using the rivers to wash back in the day. I personally don't like to see washing in the river.
But that's
because
something, continue, I'll tell you something.
Yeah, and I think, and the reason why I know some persons would do it, right? And let's say it's not on a large scale as it used to be before, because persons normally go to the rivers now more for socialization as opposed to for domestic purposes, right? But the reason why, as I said it, is because I always think of what chemicals might be going into the
Yep.
water as a result
Yep.
of what is being
Yeah.
used now, right? Maybe back in the day, the chemicals may not have been as harsh as before, but that is just something that concerns me when I hear of persons making reference to using the rivers to wash, etc. It's not something that sits so well with me, although I do understand that in some persons' situations, why it has to happen, right? So I'm not knocking those persons who still have to do it or find themselves doing it. I don't know if you could just go to the river to catch the water and maybe wash somewhere else, wash and rinse somewhere else, as opposed to putting it back into the stream, right? But I think that for many persons, the education is out there.
Yeah.
Persons do know better. Persons just don't care. That's how I feel.
That really is it. You know, that's just what I've been trying to say and hint at for a while.
Yeah, no, don't hint, drop it.
I think this topic of our environment, and so we probably need to have a session between 8 to 9. You know, probably get some environmentalists and other persons inside. But this thing of our environment is so ongoing. There is this picture that I've seen a few times on the internet where there are persons in a boat and there's a hole on one end of the boat, and the persons on that side, they're trying frantically to throw out water because the ship is going down on their side, and the other persons on the other side are sitting there and just saying, well, thank God the hole isn't on our end. And I think that is the perfect depiction of our society. Oh, it's not my problem. We usually don't want to take things into consideration until it hits home, but sometimes by that time it's kind of too late.
Yeah, because for them it's not their generation, as in you right now don't have to deal with the consequences of it. And persons still with the ignorance of, if you don't litter, there will be no work for sanitation.
Oh my, don't
some people
talk
just want
about
knock right out, not advocating violence, but knock out. Right? Because it really is ignorance. It really does come down to that.
Yeah.
And what it is that I do have a problem with is, okay, so yes, let's say we're walking through Kingston. We're not seeing as many garbage bins as we would like to, right? Places for disposal, we're not seeing as many as we would like to. What is so difficult with you walking with your garbage
exactly
until you get to a place where you can dispose of it, right? Another thing that ticks me off so much, people driving it or people being passengers in a vehicle or driving vehicles, and you're just seeing garbage flying out the window. Why is it that along the route to, let's say, to North Leeward or wherever, I have to see a KFC box line in the road?
Exactly.
It's these little things that really do annoy me. And the thing of it is that persons are trying the best. We had Mr. Milzak yesterday from the Kittles Beachkeepers group speaking about the situation. They have receptacles there on the beach, but yet the garbage would be around where the bin is or the receptacle is, right?
This is this line that you said. I am so stuck on that because I keep saying it. What is so hard in walking with your garbage? It really is. It's not like you have to travel a whole day before you find another bin. And what I do, sometimes when I go out, by the time I get home, my bag is full of some sort of garbage, because I'm just not going to drop it any and everywhere if there isn't a bin there. It really isn't that hard. But I think, I don't know. I'm wondering if, actually, I'm not even going to say that. I was going to say if they see the impact of what this does to us, if they'll have a different mindset. But we already seeing the impact, and we still have that mindset. When we put our garbage, some persons may think, oh, I'm just throwing my garbage on the side of the road here. But wind blows, that whatever that is, if it's strong enough to be carried by the wind, it will be carried by the wind. If it is there's rain, it can be washed away. These things go straight into the rivers, same rivers we're talking about. They go into the sea, and they're causing problems for us. The very fish that we're eating, the fish that we're fishing out of the sea, the fish eat these things. We see these things on the news many times. You can go on YouTube. There are so many videos, so many documentaries about our environment and the impact that we are having, and we just listen. I really don't want to say we're going to wait until situation is critical for us. I don't want us to get to a critical, a critical scenario like that. But people,
let's try to do better as a nation, right? Even the other day, this was I was commenting the other day about pulling up other people's children. So the other day I was walking somewhere and I saw a group of boys, they were walking, and one of them just dropped this stuff there. And I was like, well, how could you just drop your stuff there? Go and pick it up. They actually went and pick it up, they said, thank you, miss, and they pick it up, that kind of thing. And this is what it is when I'm saying it. It's not just us who have to be talking directly to our children, but he may have come from an environment where it was okay to do it. Or he may actually come from an environment where he knows better, but he thought that he could get away with it because he's not around his parents or somebody who knows him, So it really has to be a case of each of us reminding persons, or even you see somebody saying, you might get a little cussing, just let the cussing and walk away. Don't argue back or anything. But sometimes you have to let persons know that what they're doing is incorrect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. And we need to stop with this mentality that it's not our problem. And I'm thinking, if you are a person and you're thinking, you know what, this isn't going to be my issue. Maybe 20 years from now, this is going to be their issue. I won't be here. They have to deal with it. What about, are you not planning to have children? That's okay if you're not, but what if you do have children? So do you have a child and you're thinking that's going to be your child's problem? You're not going to look for the life that your child, your niece, your nephew, your godchild, even, somebody that you care about, the life that they're going to have to live, and not even to think that far into the future. I think right now we're having problems right now when we have cases of flooding. Sometimes when we have these issues of flooding, especially from the river, it's because certain places are blocked and water will always find a way. So if there is a pile of garbage here in this gutter, we've seen that water isn't going to say, oh, well, let me just hold back or let me go where I'm accustomed to going. Water will always find a way to push through, to go wherever it needs to go. And it's not, the water isn't going to say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to go through their house because they're this. Water doesn't know you, doesn't care. It's just going to go anywhere. And that is how it affects all of us. It is not a you problem. It's all of we. There's a Calypsonian, I think, saying all of we got to work to build the country, right? So it's all of we. It's all our problem. It does not just affect one person. Even if you think that you're not somebody who's gonna do that, I can't say it enough. It affects all of us, and people are taught this in school.
People know better.
They know this. They're taught this in school. Some persons are involved in other, outside of school community programs. This boy.
Right. So one person saying back in the day, we used to use the river water to bathe and do other stuff. Now they use chemicals for the soaps, but before it was natural. Some people were fortunate back in the days to have standpipes. This person said, I bathe in river and I loved it. Right. Yeah. And that's the thing. People still do river limes. People still do river cooks. And of course the
river cooks too. As we're talking about that, persons would go to the river and cook and leave things there. Who is expected to clean up after you? Would you really? Are you considering that you're there at the river? If you're cooking at the river, chances are you may be using it to rinse out the things that you're using to wash some of the food. Are you considering, what if there is somebody like you above doing the same thing, throwing their garbage there and leaving their garbage right there? If you were to go, listen, the thing about us is sometimes we would see the things and talk about it, and then we go and do the very same thing.
Yeah, but even with the river cooks, like I always think that there should be like one designated person when you're packing up to walk around and make sure that the place is clean. You walk with a garbage bag. It's not that difficult. Walk with a garbage bag and just pick up whatever it is that you see there. To me, I always think that how it is that you go to an environment, especially if you go to an environment and it's clean, you're supposed to leave it clean. Because the next person coming, or we're hoping that the next person coming will do the same thing. Because as Dianna said, it's a community thing. All of us are going to be using a community in the sense of communal, right? In the sense where all of us are going to be using these places, these areas, these attractions. And we have to do our part. We cannot say that we're going to leave it up to National Rivers, Parks and Beaches Authority, right? Exactly. We cannot say we're going to leave it up to the sanitation department. These are places that we all want to be able to enjoy. We love to brag and boast about the beauty of SPG, right? We love to brag and boast and say it's a natural place to be. Indeed it is. But it also needs to be clean as well. And we have to play our part to do it.
Exactly. Thou hast said it, Roleza. You have said it. All right, don't forget, you can call us and interact with us. Share your
We're out of time, folks. Dianna wasn't paying attention.
I'm
this time.
so sorry. All right. So we must bring this to a close. We are at the end of our talk segments for the day. We will be back with another talk segment tomorrow, but this is it for us here today. Remember the things that we were talking about here today. Consider them, and not just consider them. Share them with your friend. When you're out with your friend, you sit down. Sometimes you wait for a formal time or the right, and you sit down and you're drinking two drinks. Say, wait, nah. You know, there's this topic of garbage and so on, and educate them and things like that, right? To help to spread the message. So we are going to go into our community